Hey everybody, welcome to BTOP Live. Just in case you're wondering what BTOP means, it's baseball training for older people, and this is the BTOP Legends group. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys being here for BTOP Live. We have another great episode. Have Stann Tate that's going to join us here in just a minute, and is going to talk about the NLBM, I think is how you say it, NLBM Summer Classic. And we're going to talk about what the NLBM is in general and what that is. And so he said he can definitely speak to that as well. So can't wait to have him on and talk about that. Guys, just a little bit of housekeeping information. If you are watching the rebroadcast of this on Facebook, then please head over to the YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Baseball Training for Older People. If you're watching this on YouTube in the rebroadcast version, we would love to have you join us in these discussions live. But like I said, it airs only in the BTOP Legends Facebook group, the private Facebook group. So I have put a link in the descriptions of the video on YouTube so that you can find that group and join up and have fun chatting about amateur baseball. And for a lot of us, that the sport continues to remain very important to us, and we are active players in it. So anyways, that's enough about that. Let's get to getting here. Let's get to why we came to this whole thing. Appreciate all you guys that have joined in so far. And but let's talk. Let's bring Stann on. So anyways, I don't know a lot about Stann Tate. All I know is that he's involved in this. It's the Negro Baseball League Museum Summer Classic, and so we're going to talk about the Negro Baseball League Museum and also the Summer Classic. And so I think he is standing by. He just got done playing, so let's see if he is there waiting for us. There he is. Oh my gosh, dude.
How
You're
are
the
you, man?
best. That's the best background I've ever seen, man.
Well, hey, appreciate you having me on the show tonight, Josh. Just finished playing 2 games, and believe it or not, 2 weeks ago I got a MRI done, torn labrum, torn rotator cuff.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good doctor that we have. One of our doctors is actually Dr. Akash Shah for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum Summer Classic. He's like, you could play a little bit, you can hit, but I don't want you fielding. But today, what did I do? I went out and played 2 games at second base, so
Are
I'm
you
trying to
feeling
ruin
okay?
myself.
Are you feeling okay?
You know what? All things considered, I feel great. I mean, I
Yeah.
played 14 innings, and, I'm excited about not being in too much pain right now. There's actually 0 pain, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, dude, let me tell you, man. You look pretty badass right now to me. So,
Well, I feel more like a half-ass because I had a crappy day at the plate, but a
yeah.
decent day in the field. So
Right.
we dropped a couple of games today. I play on
Yeah.
my 12:30 team, the Pirates. We lost 15-11. My
Mhm.
other team, the Expos, which we just finished up, we dropped a close one, 7-4. But I don't care if we win or lose. I'm just out there with my buddies and we're playing ball, and
Yeah.
live to play next week. And I'll be sore on
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then ice up and stretch out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and start it all again on Sunday.
Right. Yeah. That's how it goes. We our league went to doing double headers this year, so we did one today. I'm zapped, man. What's the weather like out there where you're at? Where are you, by the way? Tell everybody where you are.
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri right now, and it's today. It was probably about 95, and we're probably looking around 80% humidity. But there was a nice breeze, a
Yeah.
breeze off the freeway. All the cars driving by gave us a breeze. I'd love to say it was a breeze off the
Mhm.
lakefront, but
Yeah.
that obviously isn't there. But tonight it was a nice game. It was
Yeah.
probably dropped into the mid 80s.
It's good. It's good. So when you say 95, though, is that including the heat index or before the heat
Well, the heat
index?
index would probably put it around 99, 100 maybe.
Yeah, that's where we were too. But you're not too far from us, so we're in Oklahoma City, so
Yeah, just
we
a short 7-hour drive down 35.
yeah, that's right. Well, like I said, man, I know it's probably it makes for a better experience for people to see you in uniform and out there on the field. I know you got to stand up through all this, and so well, I'll try not to make this go too long, but I do want to talk to you about some things that are just interesting about where you're playing and what you're doing, and so the first thing I like to do though is just get your story a little bit. So just kind of tell us a little bit. So we know you're in Kansas City, but tell us a little bit about your baseball journey and kind of the cliff notes on how you got to where you are today.
Okay. Well, lifelong baseball fan, still a baseball nerd geek, and that's all I do is talk baseball with friends. And anytime anybody wants to chat it up, I'm ready to talk about it. But I started loving baseball. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and started loving
Hmm.
baseball when I went to my first Indians game. I think it was probably 1974, 75. Yeah, I'm 54 years old. And I remember being at the game, and a lot of people who are all my guys who are in Cleveland are watching. There's John Adams, the drummer, and he drums that drum. And I remember sitting in Old Municipal Stadium, and I heard that drum, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. And the energy that we had at that stadium wasn't the greatest, but John Adams brought a lot to it and made it feel like there was something special when he sat out there in the bleachers. Then I went on and played Little League and other leagues all throughout my life, but I kind of dropped it. I worked in sports most of my career, went to Ohio University, and I got a master's degree in sports administration. And then from there, I went to Richmond, Virginia, worked with Richmond Coliseum, an arena, and then moved to Canton, Ohio, and I worked as the sports marketing director for that city. And then I got
Hmm.
hooked up with the NCAA. We held some NCAA championships there, and I was assistant director of championships and traveled all around the country. Luckily enough, I got Division III baseball as one of my championships and loved it. Made a lot of great friends with that, and they always encouraged me, like, hey, you should play in some of these older guys leagues. You're in your 30s at the time. Why don't you
Hmm.
consider it? Like, there's no way I can play. I'm too out of shape or whatever. Then finally, I think it was probably in my 40s, mid 40s, I decided, you know what, I want to go to Indians fantasy camp. And I went in 2000, I think 17 or 18 was my first time, and fell in love with it. Made a ton of great friends there, and some of those guys are actually watching tonight, and women as well.
Awesome.
And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go again. And I had another, great time, and had another great time, and a great experience all around. And they put on a first class event, and that's how I just kind of said, you know what, I want to do this more than just once a week in Arizona in January. I want to do it, all summer long. So I joined the league
Right.
probably again 5 years ago, and we play on Sunday nights, and created my own team, the Expos, just last year. And then a bunch of
Cool.
other guys said that they wanted to play, and then we created the Pirates this year. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of your scout, GM, bat boy,
Yeah.
everything else, and event organizer.
Awesome. Awesome, dude. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, when you get the itch, it kind of gets you, doesn't it? Because I just thought I'd get back into playing because first of all, I didn't know the league existed, but you know, I thought I'd just kind of do this every summer and just
Yeah.
kind of be done with it. But then next thing I know, I'm playing in Arizona, and then I'm going to John Rubinow's pro
Oh, wow.
clinic in Florida, and I'm like, and then I start doing this, and like I just can't get away from it, and
Yeah.
uh, it's just I love it, absolutely love it. So
So that's kind of what I do too. It's like, I love organizing events. I mean, I was assistant director of championships again for the NCAA when I was in Canton, Ohio. I was the sports marketing director and brought in events.
mhm.
And even when I was in Richmond, Virginia, I was the event services manager for the building. So putting together an event is kind of like something that is really natural to me, something I really love and enjoy doing. It's just the whole process of planning and organizing, which kind of leads me up to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum Summer Classic. I've probably been
Right,
working on since April, May of 2020 is when I
yeah,
said, you know what, I've been on some other tournaments, and they're okay, but I know that
mhm.
what I am is a perfectionist when it comes to an event. And I just don't want people to come in and just play baseball alone. I want them to see us,
Right.
a new city, a new community. I want their families to come here and
Yeah.
experience what it is that we have to offer with the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and all the different attractions we have here in Kansas City. So I think,
Yeah.
anybody out there who isn't on our page, I really would love to have you just follow us on, just do a search for NLBM Summer Classic. You'll learn a little bit about our event and a lot about Kansas City. And, this coming year, we've got 6 teams in the inaugural event. I've got 2 teams from Cleveland. One is the Cleveland Buckeyes, the Cleveland Indians, the guys I met in fantasy camp. Got John Linden, who's with the Des Moines Grays, and they're going to bring a great team down here. They travel really well. They've got a great traveling team. I've got a guy from St. Louis, Mike Stewart, who's I think he's watching tonight too. He's going to bring a Cardinals team. And then we've got 2 great teams here. We've got a Royals team that is run by Paul Clean, and he's a buddy of mine who works in healthcare. Then I got another friend, Jerry Weaver, who's putting together the Kansas City Monarchs team. So our whole event is about, again, it's that fantasy camp experience where you're going to get that first-class affair. You're going to get, quality fields. You're going to get a diverse, type of field, everything from synthetic surface. We've got Satchel Paige Memorial Stadium where we're going to open up our games.
Awesome,
That'll be
dude.
a throwback stadium. It has a 300-foot right porch with a 50-foot wall, but then you go down left field and it's 400 feet.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
We've got all sorts of things about a lot of history, and that's the reason I love this, is because we're honoring all those men and women who played in the Negro Leagues and were pioneers in their own right. They were pioneers in building up black businesses around the country. They were pioneers for women who played with other men. Tony Stone being one of those. Peanut Johnson, another woman who played in the league. We had women owners in the Negro Leagues.
Really? That's really
Manley. And then I can't remember the woman's name off the top of my head, but she was a key contributor to many, many things that took place, and is the only woman, Effa Manley is the only woman in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. So, we've got some great pioneers and some really, really just genius people who never got the due that they should have, been given, who were part of the Negro Leagues. And that's what the Negro Leagues is. It's not just Negro Leagues history. It's not black history. It's American history, because, a lot of the things that you see in baseball, came from the Negro League. The first night game was not at Crosley Field in Cincinnati, but it was in the Negro Leagues.
That's awesome.
And that preceded Crosley Field, I think, by 2 years.
Right. So as we continue this discussion, and like I said, I don't want, after you just got done playing a game, I don't want to keep you too long, but I'll keep you as long as you let me. But
hey, man, I'm good to go.
Tell me, can you just tell us about the museum itself?
Yeah, the museum's actually great. That's one of the things that when you come to this tournament, you're going to get, again, not only, 6 baseball games, 7 if you're in the championship game, but you're going to, get an opportunity to tour the museum. We're going to have a hospitality event there on Friday night. And even if you're not coming in, Josh, we'd love to have you come here, do your show, do some taping.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the VIP treatment if you're able to make it August 12th through 15th. But the museum is a great showcase that gives you a lot of educational and entertaining information about Negro League Baseball. Some of those players like Oscar Charleston, Jackie Robinson, of course, Satchel Paige, of course, Josh Gibson. But there's so many other guys that played in this league that even preceded. There's a guy, his name's Rube Foster. He's kind of the father of Negro League Baseball. He was the owner and he was a great pitcher for the Chicago American Giants, and he was the owner of the Chicago American Giants. And he's the one who basically had a meeting right here in Kansas City at the Paseo YMCA down on 18th and Vine. And that building's still standing. Great, great history behind that whole building, right around the corner from the museum. He's one of the driving factors and influences that really brought the Negro National League together. And he's the one who really organized it, because there were a lot of different leagues that took place in Negro League baseball throughout history. But he's the one who's kind of the father of basically bringing everyone together and creating an organization that became a tremendous, tremendous business in this country. It's going to be a great tournament. Everybody who's around the country, again, we've got 6 teams this year. We want to grow this thing. We want to expose people to the Negro Leagues Museum, create some awareness about what it is that the museum is, and then obviously play some great baseball. We're going to play at the Kansas City Royals Urban Youth Academy, which is a state-of-the-art facility with natural artificial surface. We're going to play again at Satchel Paige Memorial Stadium. We're going to play at
Right.
Mid-America Sports Complex. We've got all sorts of hospitality events lined up. We've got great sponsors. Rawlings, our official ball. Clutch Sports Apparel. You can find the
Dang.
T-shirts on our
Yeah.
Facebook page. Jaeger Sports is getting involved.
Yeah.
We've got Pepsi on board, and we've got
That's so cool.
healthcare facilities are getting involved. We're going to have an athletic trainer for every single event. We're going to have a masseuse for all these things. I mean, you name it, we're going to do it. This is what I'm talking about. When I've gone to other events and it's just strictly bare bones and you're playing baseball only, we're going to make sure that you've got a first-class experience that you always get when you get a fantasy camp trip. That's what you get, and that's what you're going to get here at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum Summer Classic.
Right. That's really cool. So do you guys draw a pretty good crowd there, or what year is this?
This is the inaugural year. So
Okay, this
that's
is year
what
number
we're really
one.
excited about is we've had so much interest. We had a couple of teams actually in Dallas. I had to turn them down, and I turned them down because I really wanted John Linden and the Des Moines Grays. There were two teams that I said, you know what, look us up next year if you guys want to come up. That's great. But I had my buddy John Linden because I really want to showcase, again, teams that are going to dress as the Negro Leagues teams, and the Des Moines Grays they're a good team. No doubt about it. They're a very good team, but there's some class guys, and John's been in contact with me, and that's what we want to do. We want to get this thing. So we have not just guys in their 40s, 50s playing, but our plan is to grow this. So we have guys in the 18s to 25, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, et cetera, because we really want to showcase Kansas City and the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Well, man, thank you so much for doing this tonight, and I didn't even know all of this that you're saying, so I'm even more excited about it, and I've got to figure out a way to get out there. Kansas City's definitely got it going on right now, and
I mean it's one of the great men's adult baseball league cities. We've got teams again that start at 18, and we actually have a 72 plus team here in Kansas City. We've got a lot of great baseball here. We've got a lot of guys who just never want to give it up. And we got a lot of kids who are coming up and saying, you know what, I'm not done playing college ball. I'm not done playing high school ball. I still want to play. And then we've got, we're at the field I'm at right now is a beautiful field. And, it's just a lot of fun just to be out here every Sunday night and have a good time with the guys.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard some of the rants that I'll go on, but one of the biggest pet peeves I have, which is largely what inspired me to do what I'm doing now with the amateur baseball, is that all these other sports that we get to play into our adult life, basketball, softball, tennis, most sports, except baseball. Why are we telling kids basically that if you don't go on after high school to play college or professional ball, you're just going to have to hang it up? Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So
you're absolutely right, because every time I talk about a new guy, hey, come out and watch us play, they're like, are you playing softball? I'm like, no, baseball.
Exactly.
You can people still play baseball. I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, come on out. It's a great time. I mean, nobody's throwing in we're in our 50s. Nobody's throwing 90 like John Linden does. I mean, he's one of the few guys who can throw the gas still, and he can still hit those. But guys out here throwing 55 to 60, maybe 70, on the high end. But it's just it's being back out on the ball field, being in the dirt, in the hot sun, under the lights, just having a good time playing ball.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you get some rest. Let's stay in touch, okay?
Hey, Josh, thanks for everything. Appreciate what you do with BTOP. Appreciate everything that you guys do to help, again, the old guys with training and just tips. And you have a great show. And I hope everybody who is a friend of mine who tuned in tonight, I hope you guys follow Josh and, stay tuned with BTOP, because you guys have a lot of good content every week that's really, really interesting and very, very helpful.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much. And I'll be in touch with you, okay?
All right. Have a good night, sir.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Man, what a great dude. That was Stann Tate with the Negro Baseball League Museum Summer Classic. As you guys can see, it's just like all these guests that we have on. You can hear the love for the game coming off them. And guys, like I said, I'll be being completely honest. I learned a lot. I learned probably what you learned tonight about this league. In fact, some of you probably knew more about the Summer Classic than I did, but also too about the mission too. You know, I love what the MSBL is doing. I love, you know, the things that NABA is doing, or the Roy Hobbs League, and all these other things going around. Anything that's going to advance men's baseball. But I particularly loved what I heard tonight in this larger mission of, I mean, you could hear it. I hope you picked up on that, that it seems like there's a much larger initiative here of like, this isn't just about baseball, which is good in and of itself. That's enough, right? But this is also about showing a side of baseball that when it comes to the Negro Leagues that we often don't know the history of because it just never has been out there. So the fact that Stann is taking it upon himself to really make this a mission to and doing this, you know, close to my backyard. You know, it's definitely the backyard of Oklahoma. Kansas City, you know, right in the heart of America, and advancing baseball, and in that way, I mean, I really hope you guys will consider supporting him. Please go check out the Facebook page that he mentioned, like that page, and then when you start seeing that content come through, share it. You know, get your friends and family to go support this cause just by liking the page, and then just stay tuned, because I think we might be seeing some big things coming from Stann in the future, and the Negro Baseball League museum itself, and then also the Summer Classic. So also too, like if you're ever in Kansas City, I guess go check out the museum. I really want to do that. Get up there and go check that out. So anyways, I've rambled on and on. I'm just really kind of pepped up now after talking to him. He's got an energy about him. So anyways, I appreciate you guys joining in. I'm going to call it a night because it's almost 10 o'clock and I need to get my kids to bed. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next week.